Welcome back to Stay in Your Lane with Gunner Lane. You know, the sponsors by Outsiders. What's up? I got a special guest, but you already know him who he is. What's up with it?
My name's Trent.
Trent,
Thank you.
Why you sound
hold the applause for after, you know.
Why you sound like you're so new? Like, hey guys, hi. You know who you are.
My name is Trent Gonzalez.
Hey, Gonzalez. My name is Gunner Lane. We're not making fun of people, by the way. This is just the way Trent is.
Just getting red already.
Yeah. You know, today we're going to be starting off the song with Heavy, and I'll go into it after the song plays. So, have fun.
I don't like my mind right now. Stacking up problems that are so unnecessary. Wish that I could slow things down. I wanna let go, but there's comfort in the panic. And I drive myself crazy, thinking everything's about me. Yeah, I drive myself crazy, 'cause I can't escape the gravity. Why is everything so heavy? Holding on to so much more than I can carry. I keep dragging around what's bringing me down. If I just let go, I'd be set free. Holding on.
Why is everything so heavy? You say that I'm paranoid, but I'm pretty sure the world is out to get me. It's not like I made the choice to let my mind stay so fucking messy. I know I'm not the center of the universe, but you keep spinning around me just the same. I know I'm not the center of the universe, but you keep spinning around me just the same. I'm holding on. Why is everything so heavy? Holding on. There's so much more than I can carry. I keep dragging around what's bringing me down. If I just let go, I'd be set free. Holding on. Why is everything so heavy?
I know I'm not the center of the universe, but you keep spinning around me just the same.
I know I'm not the center of the universe, but you keep spinning around me just the same.
And I drive myself crazy, thinking everything's about me. Holding on. Why is everything so heavy? Holding on. So much more than I can carry. I keep dragging around what's bringing me down. If I just let go, I'd be set free. Holding on.
Why is everything so heavy?
Why is everything so heavy? Why is everything so heavy?
That song gets me, dude. That's Heavy by Linkin Park. The reason I like this song is it can relate to you in any way. Like, I've listened to interviews of Chester Bennington talking about the song and everything, but, you know, it's different for everybody. Like, music can hit you different for everybody in depression.
That's why everyone has their own type of genre they enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I thought I'd play that, you know, because I think it'd be a good thing to...
It's really going to be really a touch-up of what we're going to talk about this podcast. So,
yeah,
you guys will understand here in just a few minutes.
Because it's heavy, honestly.
Yeah.
It was stuff that I've been through, it's stuff Trent's been through. That's the reason I got him on this podcast today. So, Trent, what is depression to you?
I mean, I guess it's just the lowest state of... Lord, it's tough because there's a lot of different ways that depression can be looked at. Mm-hmm. And depression is something serious. That's really why we need to be talking about it, because a lot of people, and I can relate to myself sort of, you know, you feel like you're alone, you know, and it's just like, you know, no one's there. And, I mean, that's why I'm saying we need to talk about it, because, I mean, you really don't know unless you ask for help. And I will be honest, I went through it not too long ago, and, you know, I did ask for help. And, you know, it's kind of hard to, you know, overcome stuff, you know, when you're going through it at the moment, there's really nothing else you can do. Like, it's kind of, and you people who have maybe been through some sort of fashion would understand. But anyways, depression to me is, you know, I guess, I mean, life can get pretty low at times. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's one level, because like I said, it gets pretty low at times. So one level of rock bottom you could hit in your life, sort of. And it might be multiple times. You know, it might be early, it might be late, it might, you know, and it affects people in different ways. But I think it's the lowest point. To me, it's the lowest point, one of the lowest points you could hit in your life.
Yeah,
I don't know,
definitely.
that's just to me.
See, I understand that. I really do, because I remember when you went through it too. Because I was in my mid depression when you was starting yours. You know, don't mind me. Tell me if I don't need to talk about it. But I remember
I
when
don't
you
really
had
care.
your seizure for the first
Yeah.
time. That really scared you.
Dude, it really set it off. That really set the tone for it, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I remember like you was so scared after, and I felt so bad because like I knew you was going through it, but I felt like also like you would come to talk about it if we needed to talk.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, and you all you can do really when someone's going through depression is to be like, hey man, you know, I'm here for you. That's really all you can do, and that's really all you want to do. You don't want to force them to talk. You want them to come to you, and you just let them know, hey man, I know what you're going through. I understand. I'm here for you, and that's really what you guys did. And I come to y'all when I needed help, and I did.
Well, and I was about to say, like, you know, before we did an Outsiders podcast one time, you know, we was in here just talking, and you just let us know, like, you know, you're not okay.
Yeah.
And to me, that was balls.
Yeah,
because,
it is ballsy. Yeah.
Because like when I was going through it, I couldn't say that. I just couldn't. Like it was in me. I just couldn't let it go.
And the thing is like some people that might not know or you really ever experienced depression before, you might not understand what we're talking about, but it's just like it feels like just like I don't even know how to explain it, bro. I don't even know how it went. I don't even know how it come. I know it come up from seizure. I'll go ahead and tell my experience. I know it comes up from me having a seizure. I had a seizure in the middle of class from getting not enough sleep apparently, and I don't know. It's like yeah, I can't explain like, and it's just like I tried to do everything, bro, to make myself happy, and it's just like I don't know. I don't know how to explain. It's hard to explain. That's what I'm saying though. Like so like.
What was
Lost
your
some
emotions through it? Like when it first hit you that, I had a seizure. Now, can I drive? What can I do after
Yeah,
now?
see, I had a lot of thoughts going on in my mind. What could happen because of this? How could this affect my life? It could affect it big time so much. And that was instantly going through my brain talking about how this happened, and this could affect this by this much and blah, blah, blah. You know the rule.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really, I don't know. I was sad, but I can't explain why I was sad. It was just I was sad. And I really had no reason to be sad. I just had a lot going on at one time, and that's really what triggered it. And then after that, it was just like, honestly, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
See, yours might be different. Like I said, everyone has their different, it's different for everyone. And it's hard to talk about, but it needs to be talked about because
I think it's a good thing to talk about it because you get to let those emotions that you've had built up in you for so long. I see you got tears in your eyes right now, it looks like. So I know this is a good thing to talk about. For instance, all right, me, when I went through mine. So, there was a time I was going to move to Florida. You remember this? Mm-hmm. I was going to move to Florida because I was stupid out of my mind thinking, you know what? Screw it. I don't have nothing to live for. Why not? I'm I'm 19 years old. I have nothing going for me, I thought. I feel like I'm already a failure at everything. I've always had that feeling that I haven't reached my goal when I'm only I was only
so
19.
young.
I'm
Yeah.
so young and I haven't reached my goal yet.
you give up.
Yeah. And I already see people that's already reached those goals that weren't even really trying to reach those goals.
And it's all about that right there, what you're talking about. And I know this is getting a lot off topic. That's all about opportunity, really. Mm-hmm. You got to wait for your turn.
Yeah, and I've learned that now. I will have my chance one day, and I'm not going to rush it. But what got it to me was when I got back home, me and my mom got in the biggest argument I think we've ever had. And I left, slammed the door in her face, told her I won't ever be back. Well, I finally got this little house out in Cortland, Alabama. I moved out there by myself. It was just me and that freaking bird that squawked all the time. And I don't know, dude. It was like, being by myself, hearing my thoughts in my head, knowing what am I going to do now? I said, screw college. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do nothing. What am I going to do now? I have to do something.
Yeah.
So I literally remember sitting in the couch in the living room thinking, it was so quiet in there. I could hear my heartbeat almost. And I'm like, what am I going to do with my life, dude? Like, you don't know what's going on.
And I think everyone has that eventually, that thought you're talking about, like, what am I going to do with my life? And I'm sure it triggers a lot for some people. And I know that the argument kind of triggered yours, but I'm talking about, like, in general, that's a big trigger point for most people, because I know of a lot of people right now that are still battling in their mind, what they're going to do with their life, and it's causing so much different emotions, and stuff like that can trigger a depression, a hardcore case of it too. It's kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah, and it was like I couldn't talk to nobody about it because I felt like there was no one else out there going through what I was
No one
going
would
through.
understand.
Exactly. And when I would talk to somebody, like a close friend, like I'll say, who, Riley,
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, okay, cool.
No one really cared.
No one cared. And it pissed me off almost because I was like trying to come, close to somebody and I couldn't.
Then that affected how you opened up to other people, and you didn't want to tell them because you're like, man, what if they're the exact same way?
Yeah.
And
then like, my mom would call me and just busting out crying like, Gunner, just come home. Like, I'm not mad at you, you just don't know what's going on right now. You're going to find it. You just need to come home. I wouldn't go home. And I really wish I did at that point, but I didn't. Because, think about it. I went through probably one of the craziest things ever. I had the house. I had Mango. And then, all right, comes about a month. I don't want to live here in Cortland anymore. Like, it's too far all the way. I had to drive from there to Russellville. And I talked to some friends, and next thing you know, I'm moving in with some buddies. And, I lived there 4 months. 4 months I lived there, and it was hell. But what the stupidest thing I did was I bought a freaking camper. And it's not the fact that I bought the camper, it's just the fact I bought a cheap camper. Don't ever buy a cheap camper, dude.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And it was like, as I was cleaning it out and seeing all this nasty, raggedy stuff, I was like, I have a bed at home, at my own mom's, that is still my bed. And what am I doing? Like, I had all these opportunities to go work at a plant, go do this, go do that. I'm not going to say out there and say, plants, not for everybody. Do what you have to do, And honestly, it almost came to the point where I went to a plant.
Yeah.
So, but I just can't.
It wasn't for you.
No, and
Don't
I
sound
was.
like it's for you.
I love what I do already, and it's come to doing here, doing podcasts and stuff. And if I can ever like make that into a career, I would love it. So, I know like right now my destiny isn't there, but it's going to be one day.
Gotta give it time.
Yeah. So after I went back, and saw my mom, we talked. About 4 months later, we finally came to a conclusion. I came home, but I was still depressed for a while after. Though it was just it was something like a roller coaster ride. It was terrible.
And it's not really curable either. I think
No.
it said that on the paper right there too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not curable. It's just something. And like my advice, to some people who would maybe be going through depression, find that click, like that click. Like, and I'm not dissing my friends at all in any way, but like the only time I felt happy, man, was when I was with my girlfriend. Like that, it wasn't even that I was feeling happy. I can't say I was feeling happy, but I didn't feel those emotions. Like, so I was like, I'm with
You had
her.
your comfort.
Yeah, because it was it was really, it was soothing, man. It was soothing, and it's just like the second she left, it was like, back to normal, and it's just like, man, I don't know.
That's one thing about humans is we like connection. So if you have someone there holding you, it's going to feel great. Did that go off? I hope
No,
not.
he just did this.
All right, and I would just always wonder, like wonder. That's what is great about humans is we connect.
It's about having a soulmate, sort of and I'm not dissing on you
A
at all,
loyal-
but
a
like
loyal.
having a lover, a loyal lover, something like that, someone
Yeah.
you can go to and you can talk to, and I talked to Lexi, and she listened, and that was key right there, was just listening, and I didn't know what I was saying half the time because I couldn't understand any of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was the first time I ever did it, and I never really looked into it either. It was just kind of there, and I was probably with you guys. You guys are probably listening right now, like these losers. But like seriously, I was probably like that too. And then when it hit me, I was like, man, maybe I should have listened to all that. And I did look up some stuff on how to cure it and stuff like that, and it just said, tell
someone, yeah.
tell someone, you're not all right, and just let them know, hey, blah blah blah. Don't act weird. If someone tells you they're going through depression, don't act weird around them. Just be like, just tell them, hey man, I'm here. If you need me, I'm here. Come talk to me. I'm always here to listen, and that's key. You need to have someone who listens, and a significant other was key for me. Having Lexi just sit there and listen, blah blah blah.
definitely.
And I think she'd come to my house like. I remember calling her crying one day. It's like, please come over. She'd come over, and it was just, I couldn't go to sleep at night. I could not go to sleep at night. I remember
that.
one night I did not sleep at all. And this is after the seizure. So like, it's like, I'm thinking about how I need to go to sleep, and I can't go to sleep. I just couldn't go to sleep. And I'd call Lexi about, look, I would be like early in the morning. I'd be like, Lexi, please come over. And she would come over early that morning, and I'd catch up on sleep because as long as she was right there, I felt fine. I felt okay because she was right there, and I could sleep. I mean, and there's really no way to explain it. I really can't explain it because I don't really know what was going on in my body, what was happening to me. I don't know. I never felt happy when I come here.
What's next going to happen? What's going to happen next to you that you don't know because you can't
Because
control it?
the seizure was just like out of the ordinary. And then when I come here, I wasn't happy. I mean, I wasn't. I was honest with everybody. I was silent. You know, you guys probably go back and watch podcasts, and you can probably see where I just don't talk much because I just was to myself. And you know, that's just something. That's some symptoms you guys need to look out for. You know, if you're around someone, you need to pay attention. Pay attention.
I'd put it like this: as far as the Outsiders was that day, or when those times were happening with you going through that, we didn't like discuss it outside of you.
Yeah.
But we wasn't gonna push you.
Yeah.
We was not gonna make you be here if you didn't want to be here. And you know, well, you was not.
But I wasn't going to miss
pressured to be
this, you know. I wasn't going to miss it because I'm part of this, you know. I'm part of the Outsiders. I wasn't just not going to be here, you know. It's something I enjoy doing. That's why I'm here right now. That's why I'm, you know, I love the. I don't know what that is.
What on earth? All right, we got a ghost in the building.
But
yeah, go ahead.
That's why I come here because I mean, it didn't make me happy, but like I felt. Just imagine if I wouldn't have come here and seen something that happened here, then I'd be like, man. And then there's more emotions. Why did I not go? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? It's just like all these emotions are running through your head, and you cannot control it. So here's some advice to some people out there that may help. If you got a friend group like mine, you got a friend group anywhere, significant other, stuff like that, especially if you're like married, a young couple or something like that, you just need to look out for stuff like that. Look out for, you know, awkward quietness. Look out for, you know, just like staring off, or maybe like if you show them a funny video and they're like ha ha ha, and then seconds after that they're back straight to a blank face. You need to look out for some of that stuff because this is key. This is important stuff for real. Like this stuff is like it really impacts, you know, the world, especially. I mean, you really can't control it. You don't know when it's going to come. It just happens. I mean, you lose a loved one, and then all of a sudden you hit this deepest part of your life. You never thought you would feel like you do, and it's uncontrollably. Like you cannot come to realization like I'm okay, but you know in your mind you're like I'm not okay. I'm hurting. I'm blah, and it's just like you can't control it. So this is something you guys need to look out for, and like just look out for awkward silences. I think there's a. Do you have a list of symptoms?
Yeah. All right. So the description of depression is. Oh gosh, I can't see. I'm getting so old.
Depression symptoms.
Yeah, read that. I ain't got glasses.
There's some.
Oh, you got some right there.
Your mood is depressed, and most of the day, especially in the morning. Yes, okay, true. That was in the morning time when I wake up and I go to school and I just sit there and I can relate. Can you relate? Can you relate to any of your mood just being, you know, especially depressed most of the day, especially in the morning time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall in the morning?
Yes.
In the morning, I just didn't feel like getting up, man. As much as I love school, I love what I did at my school. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just didn't feel like going.
Yeah.
You feel tired and have lack of energy almost every single day. And this relates to me when I couldn't sleep. And it's just like I had no energy doing it. I laid in my bed and never moved. I'm sure I will say I had a bad case of it. Like I can probably, it was a very short one. It wasn't long at all, maybe a month, if that. But it was pretty rough. And I'm pretty sure if my parents watch this, and they're probably going to listen to it, they probably are like completely clueless because I didn't even talk to them. Really, I talked to the people who I knew. And I'm not saying I can't trust my parents. I just wanted to talk to people and tell people that I really, really, you know, deep down in my heart trusted.
You didn't want them to worry. That's the thing. You don't want them to worry.
One being Lexi and one being my friend group I have here. Them are probably the only people I really told. I didn't really tell nobody else. I just kind of like kept to myself. But yeah, feeling tired.
Yes.
Did you feel tired?
Tired all the time. And not to mention too, like COVID was just hitting, so I went through the COVID stage. And I had like this bad smell that just wouldn't leave. And it was like I died inside almost because I was just so done.
Yeah.
So I had that going, and I understand where you're coming from.
I think that's what the next one is. It says you feel worthless and guilt almost every single day.
Oh,
you feel
yes.
hopeless and you feel just flat out pathetic.
Definitely feel pathetic.
Like, yeah, I mean, this is stuff that some people might be laughing at, but like that's serious. Like all in serious, it's like really. You have a hard time focusing, remembering details, and making decisions. Yeah, I'm like I said, if you guys want to go back and watch the previous podcast, you'll probably see me sitting right here, just like sitting here. Like that's the thing. I was here. That was it. I was just here.
He was here, but he mentally wasn't.
Yeah, I mentally wasn't here. Yeah.
And I was not going to rush you because I felt so bad, dude. I really did. Because I knew what I knew what you just went through.
Yeah, because you had just went through it right before me.
Mm-hmm. And
You should have told me that, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Now we've talked about it more since
Yeah.
happened, and I know I can trust y'all.
See,
and it's
now
not that
me
I
and Gunner are
can't.
here. We know what it's like, so we know if we see some of this stuff happening between our friend group, we would know. We would know, and anyone who watches this would probably know.
And to be fair, Trent, I feel like me and you've became closer than friends since we've talked about stuff like this.
Yeah.
And dude, I
I'd
mean,
agree so too. Yeah,
you're like my brother, man.
I love you, man.
I love you too, bro. And I mean, I'm just being honest because I honestly feel like me and you've connected more here recently.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've heck, what have we been doing recently? We've been
everything.
walking,
doing
falling
everything.
falling through roofs. I
If you
mean,
watch
it's
if you
anything.
watch the Outside podcast, you hear that story
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh god, it was terrible. But yeah, I mean, you know exactly what's going on, and can you read to me what depression curable is? The curable.
There's no cure for depression. Your symptoms may go away over time, but the condition won't. But with care and treatment, you can reach remission and enjoy long and healthy lives.
I agree with that. It's always going to be in me. It's going to be in you. You know this. I just feel like, though, here recently, I've been more happier. I've been more uplifted. I've been positive. I haven't felt a bit of guilt in me in about 3 months.
See, and this is what we've talked about a lot on the Normal Outsider show, and it's all who you surround yourself around. So when I was going through that depression, I would come here, and I know these guys, like I said, they really didn't make it known. You don't want to make it known that, hey, this person's a bit odd right now. They're feeling these feelings that we don't really want to, you don't really want to make them feel pointed out. You want to, and that's something these guys helped me out with. They brung the intensity, they brung the happy mood, they brung all the stuff that was key to helping me recover. And that's something that you need to look out for whenever someone is going through that depression. Maybe, get them in something. Don't talk about it. Don't look at none of that. Just make them feel happy, man. Get a happy environment. Get something going and something that would make them feel good. That's
Definitely.
That's something.
I've just been, like that's exactly it right there. I just feel like, you don't want to pressure people to come out if they're, about their depression. I just think let them be. If they need help, they'll come.
And if they come, listen
And be there.
Yeah.
Don't criticize it.
Yeah, for
Do
real.
not.
Don't make fun of it either, man, because it's serious stuff for real. It really is. It's not a joke. It really is.
It's really not. Because, I mean, you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
You don't know if after they leave this room, if they're going to go pull a gun on themselves. You just don't know.
For real. And it's depression like this that leads to suicidal thoughts.
Definitely
And so
does.
you don't want to center someone out because stuff like that leads to stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just and like I said, he was talking about we don't know what we're going through because he's just sat here and explained his. I just sit here and explain mine. Everyone's is different, and there's a list right here, and it's got a whole list of just different types, and I'm not going to sit here and read them all, because honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I can't pronounce half the stuff that's on this paper.
That's the reason I got you to read it.
But there's a whole list right here of just types of depression, and every one of them's different, so don't center no one out, and like he was saying, everyone's different.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely, because, we can't sit there and single people out. And I will say this, though. Obviously, I wanted to die, but I didn't want to die.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I didn't go that far off the deep end.
I don't want to say I was, like, so bad where I was like, I just want to die today.
Yeah,
I never said that. I just be like, I'm just tired. I'm tired of it.
I was just
I wanted
blank.
it to end.
I was just like, just I was there. That, you know what I mean?
Only thing I'll say is I never touched a bit of alcohol. I never went to nothing like
And
that.
some people that like I said, some depressions lead to some stuff like that, other than suicidal thoughts. What I was saying a couple minutes ago, but like maybe drug addiction or alcohol addiction, and that's not stuff you really want to get into, especially if you're like me or Gunner and don't do none of that nonsense. I mean, that's stuff.
Apparently,
you don't want to,
it obviously it takes the pain away for a minute.
Yeah, that's what people
you get
say.
drunk. You get drunk.
You
And
get
go,
your mind off
Go get
things or
high
whatever.
on the sky.
Yeah.
But you're gonna come back down from the sky eventually, and when you come down, it's gonna hurt.
And then, like Gunnar was saying, you're gonna feel that guilt. You're gonna feel that regret, and it's gonna hit you harder than it did before. Before you did all that nonsense, it's all gonna come back, and it's gonna reminisce and just do a circle. It's gonna be an ending circle, just over and over. And right here, it was talking about this is the different type of depression, and it's saying when depression lasts for at least 2 years. So, like I said, I mean, and just picture yourself, in just a rerunning circle just for 2 years, just constant, and you never know how long it's going to last. So, like I said, you need to look out for your surroundings, look out for your friends, look out for your loved ones, because this stuff can happen at any point in time. I did not think it would happen to me when it happened, and it just happened, and there's really no one else could relate. And except for Gunner, and we were both going through it kind of at the exact same time, so we were kind of scared to talk. But now we're here, and we're giving you guys content about how to deal with this stuff.
And to be fair though, and I honestly, the only reason we probably end up talking about it is because we actually all sat down as a group and said we got to hang out if we're gonna be friends. Because we was only coming on here to do the podcast once a week, and we did not hang out whatsoever.
And that was probably around the time we actually hit our depression.
Yeah.
And that really can rip some people apart. And like me, I've always been around people who, my friends, really, I've been around them. And I guess, I don't know if it would trigger it or not. Really, it was so long ago, I couldn't really tell you. It's been about a year. No, it ain't been about a year. It's been a couple months.
About 8 months.
Yeah,
maybe.
8 months. Yeah, it ain't been that long. But I'm happy now, guys. Don't worry. I mean, I'm thoroughly, I don't know what you're still going through it or not, but
I'm better.
I'm cured. I'm cured. I guess you could say I'm cured, and it really helped just having. And I think the biggest trigger for me was, and I'm probably repeating myself, and I do apologize.
No, go ahead.
The biggest trigger for me.
This is stay in your lane. Do whatever you want.
The biggest trigger for me was just having someone there, and that makes all the difference. Little do you know, it makes all the difference.
Yes, definitely. It really does. It helps you.
And when you got someone to sit there and listen, and not even if you understand what's going on, you don't even have to understand what's going on. You just sit there and just be like, you know what, I feel you. Like, really, you don't feel them, but you're like, I feel you. Just make them feel like you understand. I
mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. No one was going to come in here and say, I'm depressed. They're not going to say that. I mean, well, you did, basically. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm wrong about that.
Well, I didn't say I was depressed. I was just telling them, hey, I'm not okay. Like, I'm feeling these thoughts and these emotions. I don't know what's wrong with me. Cause I didn't know Gunner was going through it. None of us really knew what it was like. So it was kind of just
like
out of the ordinary.
The only reason I was really worried about you, Trent, was because when you was talking that night about that, you was shaking so bad.
Oh, I was upset.
Trent,
I don't know why.
You scared me, bro.
Did I?
Yeah.
I wasn't having no suicidal thoughts or anything. Nothing
no.
What
get to me?
It's out of me. It's not me.
What would get to me was I knew you had a seizure.
Yeah.
I knew you was depressed.
Yeah.
I was worried you was going to have another seizure, and
That's one thing people were kept telling me. See, that's one thing.
I was worried you was going to stay up so hard, it was going to hurt you again.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to hurt you.
Yeah, I got you, man. It didn't. I don't know. See, and it's hard to talk about it because you really don't understand. Like, no one really understands. No one. And I've said this probably 100 times on this podcast, but no one will understand but you. And like I said, if you just have someone listening, like I did, and my girlfriend was really the key fact for me. I love you, Lexi. It really makes all the difference in the world. And I don't know how it went for you because you didn't have anyone to talk to. I mean, you just kind of went through it by yourself.
That's something right there. I would like to mention is, I had y'all. I did.
Yeah.
But I had all these friends that were there for me.
They're friends. Yeah.
They're
friends,
there for me.
But then when you really need them.
I didn't have no one. I will say my friend Bartley, she was there for me a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was still not talking to her about everything because I just felt like I didn't want to talk about it. It was done. Like, what else are we going to talk about it? So, I will say that though is I'm glad I had Bartley, but I didn't really talk to Bartley about it. It was just more of I'm sad.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what else to say though.
I'm sad.
What else you gonna say? Like, I'm depressed. I mean, then you're sitting there thinking about, well, am I depressed? Do I know what depression feels like?
What is depression?
This? Yeah.
What is it?
What is it? And that's like me when I got to sit there watching. My brother is one of the first persons besides my girlfriend that I had actually spoken to, and I was like, Brent, look, I'm not okay. And he was like, well, are you going through depression? And it triggered me. And I remember staying up one night not staying up. I couldn't sleep. And I would just sit there and watch depression videos. And it was like showing all these symptoms. I'm like, daggum, there's a symptom of mine. 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 And I was like, maybe this is depression. Maybe I am going through depression. Now, I never thought I would go through depression because I'm such a happy person, bro.
Exactly. I'm such a positive person. Okay, I'll put it like this. Everybody, like, my friends that would come and talk to me, I let them talk to me. I don't force them to talk to me. Daggum well, I have people that's talk to me. I will never tell their story
Yeah.
unless they give me approval for
Yeah.
it. But I mean, that's what I'm saying is they come and talk to me. I had no one to talk to. That was a weird feeling for me. Was I could tell people how to help themselves, but I can't tell people how
See,
to
and
help.
I really have.
I
no
couldn't tell myself
explanation
how to
for
help
that.
me. My bad.
I really couldn't have no explanation of that. That really just don't make anything like. I don't know how to answer that. To be honest, like it just can. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying like I can't seem to understand why you would be there for people and people wouldn't be there for you. And I probably would have been there for you, but you didn't talk. Like I
and
said,
I say that
and
like
it's hard to
that.
talk. Like I've said, it's hard to.
Yeah, but I call it a gift. It's a gift. Not
Stay
everybody
true to-
can sit there and talk to everybody
Yeah.
about their depression. I've been there for a lot of people. And I mean, it's nice. I really enjoy talking to people. So
It's good to hear
if they
people's
have
stories.
if they're feeling different, trust me, I'm not going to tell you a story. Come talk to me.
And like I said, if you ever have any depression, well, I ain't said it yet, but like if you ever have any depression, any thoughts or anything, just let people know, hey man, I'm not okay. I just want you to know that I'm just not okay. That way they know, hey man, this dude's not feeling okay. Blah blah blah. We don't need to change much. We just need to get more energy coming through, more positive energy.
more
Blah blah
positive.
blah. Let people know, just look at the positive side of things. I know it's hard, but like,
It definitely is hard.
golly, I just don't.
Can I ask you one thing, Trent, though? Have you been to the doctor any for it since?
No, I have not.
Have you felt any...
I have not.
So you felt
And so if
better?
it happened again, I don't know what I would do. I never went to the doctor. I never told the doctor anything. It just kind of just like, because I feel like that's something.
Well, and that's the thing is they'll put you on medicine. to
Yeah,
help you
I wouldn't.
feel
I wasn't gonna get on because I'm not.
I can't.
I'm not hardcore that bad. Like, and some people are. Some people are that bad. And when I say that people are that bad, it leads to suicidal thoughts, and that's something we
Yes,
definitely do not want. And if you ever
don't.
have any of them suicidal thoughts, man, just listen. You can talk to anybody, especially one of us. Me or him probably would understand more than anybody. They actually have a song, Logic by Logic. I think is it Logic.
Logic, yeah.
Yeah, 1-800, and it's legit the title to the song is a phone number about how it's a suicide hotline, and just don't you're worth more, man. Just don't. There's nothing more.
Yeah, well, let me go ahead and say this then. If you're having suicide thoughts, you can talk to anybody, that's harming themselves, get them help. So, please call 1-800-SUICIDE or, 800-273-TALK, or you can call the hotline, at 800-799-4889 or contact mental health professional ASAP. So, definitely be there for somebody.
Yeah, and if you ever feel anything
And
like
don't
that,
feel bad if you need to call this number.
for real, and
Legit.
don't feel bad because, like I said, like Gunnar was saying, if you're our friend and you come to us, we're not going to spread your business, man. We're going to listen to you, and then once we listen, that's it. I mean, it's over with.
It's over with because
So-
I don't feel like it's right to talk about other people's experiment
Feelings,
with it.
yeah.
Feelings, yes. Because here's the thing: is me and him are talking about it publicly.
because we're comfortable with it now.
We're comfortable with it. I'm not gonna come over here and say, little Jane, told me this. I'm not gonna tell her story.
Yeah.
That's wrong for me to do
Yeah.
something like that.
That's someone, and the only reason I'm speaking of my story is to maybe help someone who's listening to this. Maybe who's went through some sort of type of
That's-
depression, and especially with COVID-19, it's caused a lot. Really, you can't go out and do nothing.
That's one of the main things
Yeah,
on
it's
here
one
now.
of the main things. It's type of depression, and it legit says COVID-19 because that's caused a lot of people to get dropped down into deep depression. So
Yeah.
and
I mean, heck, it's like I said, not necessarily COVID was the reason I went into depression, but it was part of it.
yeah, I mean, never know. Like I said, anything and everything can trigger. It wouldn't even COVID for me. It was literally just an uncontrollable seizure that just happened, man. And it's just like you can't control it. So like I said, it can happen anytime, any place, any day. You can sit here and be at one of the happiest. Thinking of magic of a world, and it could happen. So you never know. So like, anyways,
Yeah, most definitely. Well, Trent, I want to thank you for being on here today. It's been a really honor for
emotional,
you to
yeah,
come in here.
emotional.
And I'm glad
but
you could come
I've
here.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I thoroughly have.
That's why I said, dude, you're one of my best friends. You're a brother. We're pretty close, and I don't
yeah.
think that'll ever change. If it does, let me know.
I love him.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's key.
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna get out of here, but listen to this last song. It's a really good song. It's by Linkin Park. The reason I like Linkin Park so much when it comes to this stuff is he talks about it, and he talks about how his depression is. And just listen to this song. See you guys later. Bye.
See ya.
Should have stayed, were the signs I ignored. Can I help you not to hurt anymore? We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. There are things that we can have but can't keep. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, or quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. The reminders pull the floor from your feet. In the kitchen, one more chair than you need. Oh, and you're angry, and you should be. It's not fair. Just 'cause you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, or quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. Who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, or quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes